guys, Slim here at YCS Atlanta with my boys, Age of Persuasion, and
I'm so angry!
He's so angry, baby. And we are here at the first ever Team YCS, and we are here with
Jeremy Mitchell,
and then we
Jesse Rutherford,
James Rutherford.
And you guys are Team
G Sports.
Wow. All right, we're gonna start with player A, which is Jeremy.
we all know the Pendulum
The Pendulum God.
Let's get it to
Let's
him
see
already,
it.
baby.
Let's see it, baby. We already know what you played. Let's see it, baby.
All right, so
Once again,
it's kind of getting redundant all of a sudden. 3 wisdom, 2 black fang, and 2 purple. I decided this ratio because it's I played 1 purple at the PPG tournament last weekend, but I felt like I needed the other one, so I decided to bump this to 2. I really like this ratio. I should just keep my mind set on these 2 instead of trying to bump 1 and put 1 down, whatever, blah blah blah. So these were good. 2 Elf Dragons, Janky Magician, Dragon Pit, and Time Gazer. Pretty standard for the magicians. So 3 Chrono, 3 Dark Worm, 2 Gate Zero, 3 Mythical Beasts, Cerberus, and 2 Jackal King. It's I mean, these are your extenders. I've learned, a lot of people ask me what to side out with this deck. I've actually learned to just side out these all out completely. So like every time I play, I feel like it's 5 Solomon Great players. Every time I'm going through my deck, I'm just gonna start side them all out. Because when you get Ash on Cerberus, it is just so terrible. So I only keep these in if I'm going first, pretty much. The more I think about it, because it just does. Unless I'm like playing against something I know won't hand trap me, then yeah. But other than that, like I've learned is to side them all out. Pretty much the MVP, Goliath.
Oh, baby, right there.
Is that 3 wins right there?
Pretty much, especially against Solomon Grace. It's and what's great about it, like since Sunlight Wolf gives you a zone, so all you gotta do is summon Electromagnet. Even if they Veiler, you can still pin summon out your Dark Worm, and then just Dark Worm, and then go into LP, and then summon the Goliath from the deck to their zone. Like, let them add any fire. It does not matter to me. Because I've won so many games where I lost a die roll, and then I just, on their, I let them go first, set their whole board up, try to break through it, and then when my turn is done with, I'm usually ending with a Goliath, a Negate, and Zephyr Metaltron, and the LP. So that's pretty much, this card was amazing. Yeah. And I still played through Apex.
Yeah. How's the chicken though?
You know I love my Apex. I love my baby. I didn't see it as much. I am playing 44 cards, so I'm not gonna be that upset about it. But I wish I did see it more. It's just amazing. But it was great when I did see it. That's all the monsters. The spells: 3 Pendulum Call, 3 Desires, the Shrine package, and so. Something I got from, shout out to Malik Davis. I got this from him. I just asked him how did he like it. This was really good. I was questionable about it when I first got to the event because I didn't think it would work that great. Yeah. Just because I played 2 Alliance and 3 Pen Call, so it can be kind of, but I didn't draw anything bad with it. I didn't draw like both of them together this weekend, so that was pretty good. But it was just really good. I wanted to play the Star because there are times when I see Dual Alliance and Wisdom Eye, and I don't want to search Pen Call. I want to search Star. And this was amazing.
That card was amazing.
I love this card.
Did everyone read that card?
Yeah, they probably don't remember it.
Yeah, it was the Sky Strikers were trying to Widow Anchor, like my Harmonizing when I summoned it, and I was like, you can't because it's Star Pendulum God, you can't target my monsters. So, yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Cards. Is there anything you would change going forward? I know everyone always asks. I know you always be changing things up, adding some new spice, changing ratios. I mean, you talked about staying with the 2 and 2 ratio on the purple and black. Would you make any other changes, you think, or you think this was the right build for this event?
It was the right build, but I really need to find a way to cut this down
to like 41-ish.
Yeah, to 40, 41-ish. Like, I only feel that way when I don't see my side. That's the only time when I start feeling that way. And then when the only times I hate it at 40 is because there are some times where I see too many like double Gate Zeros, double Cerberus. It kind of gets to you when you're playing 40. But when you play more than 40, you don't really see it that often. Yeah. But then it's a double-edged sword really with it. So yeah. I'll just do the extra real quick. Electromite, Zephyr Metaltron. A lot of people need to learn about this second effect. that when you have the play, let's say you're playing against Solomon and you do the same thing that I said earlier, like you're going second or whatever, and you try to end with Goliath. A cool play you can do. You guys remember that you can even if they go first or whatever, and you can't kill them, but you do the same thing. You can try to target your LP, and target their Sunlight Wolf, whatever. That basically just want to banish them off the board, and then it makes their traps, irrelevant at that time. Or you can bait out their traps that way. Yeah. So that's another thing that people forget about Zephyr Metaltron. So I love that effect. And as long as it gets this baby off board, because you can't summon up a dragon. So LP, Eb, this card is so godly. I love her so much. She's awesome.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I've done it. Or like Apex, so that when they try to ghost over my Apex, I say, okay, that's fine, and you just send her instead. So it's just awesome. Yeah. Bull Sword, Witch, Bull. I have not made him in a minute. More I think about it, mainly because I didn't play Thunder Dragons. It's mainly for Thunder Dragons, really. So I don't know about this card, but we'll see. I might keep it in though. Abyss Dweller, Time Star. I keep telling people.
Oh, we know you never take that card. That's your card, baby.
I keep telling people, but whatever. Connor Gorgon. This was good against Sky Strikers. Yeah, that's pretty much why it was there. Because I'm starting to have a tough time with that deck.
Sky Strikers.
Golly.
Overpowered, man.
It really is. Now they're playing Raw Sphere mode. No, it's not once per turn.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
We're going to liquor, and he's like, oh, the game. Change.
Yeah, Supreme King. I didn't make him this weekend, which is shocking.
Card, man.
What is that?
Yeah, I didn't make him this weekend when I think about it. Yeah, because Goliath really just put in a lot of work, so I didn't even have to make this card.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolute, Vortex, Savage, and Meteor Burst. Those are,
standard, baby.
Pretty standard for me, at least. A lot of people don't like this card. I don't know why. My side was 3 Red Reboot, 3 Lancia, 3 Lava Golem.
So why Lava over like Sphere Mode?
Because Sphere Mode is actually really tough for me to actually get over once because I'm trying to kill them. I'm not trying to sit here and wait for me to come back to my side. So Lava Golem is amazing because you can summon on your opponent's turn. First of all, you can summon 2 of them. So they have 4 monsters, you can summon both of them. And it's mainly because you combo with the Dark Rebellion guy. So you summon it in attack mode, then you try to get 4 monsters out or get 2 level 4s out, 2 dark ones, and then run over. That's 55 just by itself. Yeah. You can vortex it, bounce it back to your hand. It just does more. I can play with it more than the roster room. I can't even target it. I can't even attack it. So it's just
That's actually kind of nice. Okay. Makes sense. Nice.
Probably the most interesting card, evenly matched in 3 Dinko. But this evenly matched was just, it was really good. It's just like I was talking to my teammates before the match. So it was either this or Phantasme. And when I look back at my matches, Phantasme, because there's one time my only loss in Swiss was against a Sky Striker girl, and I opened up 3 evenly, game 2, and I'm like, dang, at least if it was Phantasme, I could have done something, shuffle 1 back or whatever. Yeah, but 3 evenly didn't do as much as I want. It helped out against Solomon Grace, when they were setting all that, because a lot of people set Rage against me. They don't set Roar. They want to hit my scale, so they'll set Rage. So evenly was good against them, but I don't know. I kind of want to try mainly Phantasme because I really want to play the card. I really want to play it.
It's strikers too, man.
Yeah, strikers like
bad matchup.
So yeah, and that's the deck.
All right,
awesome.
There it is.
Thank you. We're gonna move to players. So for players B and player C, you guys actually played the same exact deck, card for card.
Yeah, but they had different term experience, so we're gonna let them kind of just go ahead and let us know what happened. All right, let's get in there, Ben.
We both played striker. Obviously 3 Ray, 3 Match, and 3 Ogre. I had to convince him hard on this card. We were playing it at 2, and then we were debating on Bell and some other stuff, but this was just, it's impactful. That's the main reason for Ogre. And it can unbrick you at the very least. But that was all the monsters.
By hitting the field spell.
Yeah, that's what it's for? Okay.
And then the striker cards, 3, 2. We were trying 3.
It's awful.
Clogs. Trying 3 can come up in the mirror, but
it clogs.
Yeah. 2.
2 jamming waves?
Yeah.
What?
It's just roar, pretty much. Roar, mirror. Can also get the 3rd spell going first off the field spell.
Set the field spell.
Like, if we're gonna play like stuff that's like Ogre, might as well hope it works in other ways also. And this also, you can, I did it a few times, doing 2 spells in Grave, and then it destroying, and then it popping a monster, because it says then.
But sometimes they don't negate it.
Yeah.
When they see 2 spells engraved and they use their monster negate, they don't use it. And then you kill their monster.
Yeah. Wow. And then the last 2 was Eagle. This was the 40th card in the deck. Just
it's good.
Going out of your way, setting it off multi-roll just feels bad sometimes.
Well, it's good against Solomon Gray, right? So when you try to attack, you protect yourself. You last a turn.
Protecting yourself works great against everything. Like, and then the 1-of striker cards, Afterburners. I think I activated this card once the entire event.
It's just there.
Yeah. In case I come across a floodgate non-targeting face up, since jamming only does set. It probably one of the best 1-ofs, honestly. Great, more rays. This card.
Oh, main deck.
Why play that?
Okay. Every striker player views this card as like to recycle your resources. We played it as searchable pot of greed. I drew over 20 cards with this card this weekend.
Oh, we did.
It combos very well with another card, and it don't matter what you got. If you got a monster, you're probably dead. But drawing off this card was just created blowouts. And never used the recycle effect.
Because they were dead, or they.
But I searched it a lot. And then non-Sky Striker, 3 call, just the fragile hands. And then when they do hand trap you and this becomes that 3rd spell, it's super feels good, and it's not bad against anything. Decided out going 2nd sometimes. 2 terraforming. This Foolish Goods, or like anything paired with Foolish Goods with Engage, is might as well just scoop. And then 2 Foolish Goods, hard once per turn. The 1 Metal Foes Fusion. I never minded drawing Metal Foes Fusion. Like most people. The only time I don't like drawing it is if it's off itself. But besides that, it's fun. Upstart should be in every striker deck. Any card that replaces itself and puts a spell engrave, that's ideal. And then the Rhoda replaces itself, obviously gets Ray. And that was all the spells. And then the only traps was 3 impermanents. More hand traps versus combo. We elected not to do the Spellbook engine like he played at the PPG. Ever since Solomon Great entered the format, it's more of a hand trap format. So.
Structure deck 10 players. We're going to be at table 16. Structure deck 10.
Estra.
Winamax 28. You're at table 12. Winamax 28. You're at table 12.
You don't have to explain that.
That card's game.
This card is broken.
It better be hit.
And
it better get hit.
3 Charizard.
It better get hit. I'm sick of that card.
It makes Ash so bad.
This card causes like
you don't have to explain that card.
2 card OTKs.
Yeah, it really does.
You want me to? Okay.
At the end.
Okay, I'll show you why this gets better.
Okay.
3 of
Blastoise.
I like it.
She's.
It's all Pokemon.
I opened so many times getting blown out by combo because I just make her pass and hope that I don't die, and I end up dying. But
it's fine.
it's okay.
It's good.
They can carry me. this event.
The big guys.
2 Hayate. Was 3.
Playing Hercules base.
And Hercules base and Kagari is the reason we cut it to 2. I'll show you that's still the same combo. 1 Kaina. My Shizuku got Fusion of Fired.
Onyx.
And then I triggered Ray and stopped his Violet Chimera. It was... And I made this going first a few times. They would Phantasme on the first summon of Kagari, and then I made the Phantasme can't attack next turn, and 3 out of 4 of them negated this with Phantasme just because it targets, and then I triggered Ray and Grave and did the same thing.
Wild.
And then the 2 Nightmares, I didn't summon either all weekend. Summoned this a few times because of another card. It's great, mostly against Salamangreat. Royal Sword, never summoned it.
OTK time.
Never summoned it, didn't need it because there's Bomber.
Yep, that card.
So good.
This with Hercules base is 6k to the face if you have cards. And it draws 2. And it blows up you on your turn. And 1 Hayate puts them at 65. 1 Destrudo puts them at 4k. He was, every time this came up, he was thanking Theory. This one, every time I summoned it, it was game, and it stole at least 20 games. And then the card to make that is Hida.
God card, bro.
Oh, wow.
She pairs with Kagari because it's a fire. Hornet Drones with her against Salamangreat is a 1-card Bomber Dragon. You summon their Link 2 Fire, you make this 6k through Baylinks. It doesn't matter. She summons the Baylinks, you can attack over Wolf for 50 and then make Ningirsu and send. So it clears the whole board under Baylinks. She was like, any deck that makes Nightmare Phoenix, they're just dead because of her. Bomber. Bomber, bomber, bomber. No need to Widow Anchor their whole board. Side deck. Frankertops. I still don't know how I feel about this. It's great when it's great and trash when it's trash. It doesn't out back row well, it doesn't out monsters well, but it does a little bit of both. So the versatility made us play it, mainly because we weren't playing Twin. We did not play Twin Twister at all, main or side. It started in the main, went to the side, and then like right when we pre-regged, it went out of the deck. And it went out of the deck for triple even. Like, same thing with Jeremy. It's great when it's great. Like, someone set Roar so with its effect, so I knew where it was. I jamming waved it and then evenly them. Yeah. Like, it's great when it's great, trash when it's trash. But this was mainly just mirror hate. It's considered a bad card, so we knew people weren't going to play around it, so we all played 3 of it for a striker. And the only other monster was Lancia, Orcus. It mainly going first or second, it doesn't matter with this.
Your top 16 minutes like that.
Yeah. And then the mirror was 3 shared ride. I don't think this has to be explained. And then 3, there can only be 1. Yeah, and the main reason we went over this over summon limit is we could side it in going second and break the board through Baylinks. And there's a lot of things you can do with this card anyway, even though your whole thing's machine. You can crash and trigger that Hayate, summon Ray, then summon the one you want, and just different things like that.
Let's go over here. It's the same deck, right? So,
no complaints.
But we're gonna go through it anyway so we can get his explanation because he played different decks, right? I'm assuming you played like more mirror matches or anything.
I played one game.
So you played a lot of Salamander?
I played 2 guard dragons.
Oh, combo decks.
Yeah.
So let's get over it.
I played against all of the Grandy decks. Better be better than your opponents.
All right.
I played against a true Draco. I played against a bunch of stuff. I played against like 3 mirror matches, a couple Salamangreats, just a lot of grind games.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go over my deck really fast because it's the same. It's the same. It is card for card, but I want to say a couple things about some cards.
Okay.
I'm gonna go a little faster because you already saw this.
Nice.
3 Ray. I tried about cutting it to 2, but no, it's fine. Ash. Another thing about Ash Boss, you have 3 Ash. You normal summon it and you make Pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So fire.
3 Ogre, I wanted to play it at 2. I played it at 1 because you want to have that card against the mirror match because that against multi-roll you just win.
So good.
And then I bumped it up to 2 because I was like, what if I play a combo deck? And Jesse's like, you know what, you should probably play that card at 3. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. It's at 3.
Honestly, best hand.
Yeah, it's really good. Ash is the best. I mean, Ghost Ogre is way better than Ash against Sky Strikers. Ogre's the best hand trap against Sky Strikers. So I wanted to win my mirror matches. That's it for the monsters. I decided to cut the. You don't see a Spellbook Magician of Prophecy Blue Boy in here. I got top 4 at the PPG with it, and I really like it, but it's worth going second. So
Yep.
I expected to play against a little bit more Thunder Dragons in this tournament because like the popularity of Sky Strikers becoming more relevant. I did not play against any of them, but I'm glad that I didn't play the Spellbook engine because Colossus is bait. Against my deck. 3 engage, thought about cutting that to 2/2. No. 3 Widow Anchor, 2 multi-roll. I lost my top 16 match to Manav because he played 3 of them and I played 2. But it's really cloggy, so I'm glad I played 2. 2 Area 0, 2 Eagle Booster. This 1 Eagle Booster was the 40th card, like he was saying. I kind of want to hard draw this card, and sometimes everyone's playing like Valor and Impermanence, so I don't want my Kagari. When I open Engage, I'm always like scared that they're gonna Valor or my Kagari adding back the Engage because I want to keep it in my hand and make Shizuku and add back another Engage for next turn. But I can't do that if they have Valor. It just like shuts me down, kind of. So I wanted to play another one to hard draw.
The protection effect is.
Yeah, it's really good.
The thing I like.
And then 1 Afterburner's worst card in my deck. I played against Pendulum one time and it's really good. You just pop their scale, add it back with Yari, pop. But other than that, like I outed it. I had to out a set. I had to out a rivalry, and there can be only 1 against Draco. And the rivalry was set. I didn't even know about it. So I had to Afterburners my own link off the field, and hit their one I didn't know about, and that was the rivalry. I was like, oh geez. And then I had to play a Hornet Drones, then make a Phoenix to out the there can be only 1, and then I won the game from there. And then 2 Jamming Waves. Just because I'm playing evenly in the side deck again, you want to see this card. You want to see it against Mirror Match. You want to see it against Salamangreat. You want to see it against Draco. Like you want to see that card every single time. And plus, the best way to have to make this card relevant is for you not to search it and just open it because they're never playing around this card. If you engage for this card, they know they just flip their cards. So you want to hard draw it. I actually outed a there can be only 1 with this card because it was set first. I just played it. And then for my one-offs, Hornet Drones, Shark Cannon. A lot of people are playing 2. I think 1 is fine. Hercules Base. Yeah, this card's awesome. Yeah, Bomber Dragon is really good.
And you can steal Heatleo as a Link 3 fire for Bomber Dragon with the Shark Cannon. That happened like a few times.
Against Orcust. Actually, this isn't the last round. The last round of day 1. I engaged for Hornet Drone, or not Hornet Drones, for Widow Anchor. I drew this card off Engage, and then I Widow Anchored his I was under multi-roll, so I got his decode, and I made Bomber equip attack 6,000 damage, draw 2, and the game was over after that. And then for the non-Sky Striker spells, 2 Foolish Goods and Milfos Fusion, 2 Terraforming, Rhoda, Upstart, 3 Call by the Grave. I think this card should stay at 3. It's kind of like a card you always want in your hand, especially when when you're scared of your Kagari getting veiled or whatever. You just have this card. You don't have to care. Also, there's hands that are fragile with like you have to Jamming Waves your own set field spell to get to Ray, and you're like I don't have to care about Ash because I have Call by the Grave and it puts another spell in grave, so that's really good. That's non-Sky Striker spells, and then 3 Impermanents. actually started this card out a lot against the mirror match because
Draco.
It's awful against Draco. But, I'd rather have shared ride than this card in mirror. For my extra deck, same exact thing. 3 Kigari, don't need to explain that. 2 Hayate, 3 Shizuku, and 1 Kaina. Actually, never summoned this card. Yeah, I never summoned this card.
Whoa.
Never won by the card either.
I never won by Hayate in time or by Kaina in time. I just I two of my opponents.
Neither.
Yeah.
Neither free win.
And then Phoenix made this card one time because when Nav had double multi-roll, I had an Ogre and I had to use this to out both of them, and it wasn't enough. So that's the only other time I summoned it was against that. There can be only one against Draco. I didn't even summon that. I didn't summon it at all other than that. Unicorn, I only summoned it one time the whole weekend, and I shuffled itself back in my extra deck. And then we have Ningirsu, which I made one time in the mirror match. Summoned Sigari, got engaged back, and then I made this and out of his multi-roll. I didn't have Ogre, and then I just played engage. And that's how you win. Boral Sword, that's another card. I never made it all weekend. You never have to kill them when you have these cards. Yeah, that's yeah. I guess I don't have to explain that anymore, do I?
Nope.
Bomber for game.
Yeah. And then my side deck, same exact thing as well. 3 Lancia. Round 1, I played against Thunder Dragon Dinos, and he started his turn with Goldsark. I Lancia'd it. He normal summoned Overraptor. I impermanenced it, and he set 2 and passed. And those set 2 cards were both Alert of Darkness.
Oh my god.
So this one Lancia stopped double alert. Yeah, it's all it was busted. Yeah. This card, I sided it in. I sided in against Dracos and against Salamangreat, but I have this card anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I draw this card. But I added an anti-spell with it. I made Hayate. He judgmented the summon of Hayate, and then I summoned this out of the anti-spell, and then engaged twice, and I win. That was the only time I drew it. 3 shared ride, mirror match. If you draw this card, you instantly win. 3, there can be only 1. Going first and going second against Salamangreat, every time you see this card, you win.
So you can't board Colossus.
And they have to do weird stuff to out this card too. Like even if they can out it and they don't have Twin, like what are they gonna do? Phoenix, and then they're out of their entire hand, and then you win anyway. Even if you didn't have this card. Like, anyway, and then 3 evenly matched. I was in a one of my feature matches actually against Salamangreat. I think it was round 9. I opened double evenly, and I was like, I don't care if you have Roar, so I entered battle phase evenly. He didn't have Roar, so like. Evenly for 5 against Salamangreat actually.
Wow.
He had 3 cards left in his hand, and then I blew him out after that.
Punish time.
Yep.
So, first team YCS, we're gonna get you guys to bunch together, so you guys can all be in the same frame. You guys can bunch together. Get in there, get in there.
Squish.
Squish in there, so we can all get you guys in one frame. How was your first team YCS experience? Like, how did you guys like it? Did you not like it? What do you guys feel about it?
You wanna go first?
Yeah, let's hear from Jeremy Mitchell, baby.
I mean, it was pretty good. I just messed with them all tournament.
So it's cool having your boys by you, yeah?
Yeah, I love them. They're great players. I love you guys. I just wish they would play a little bit faster sometimes. But I understand because our decks are different. You know, in our matches, I was usually done in less than like 15 minutes. And I'm sitting there have to watch them a lot. But I understand they're playing strikers and stuff. But still,
Like, hurry up, right?
But other than that, it was pretty good. I like the whole being able to talk to your teammates or whatever, and hearing your opponent see what they're saying, trying to get details from them. So,
it was fine. Like, kind of wish it wasn't 3v3, but it was.
But it is the first one.
It feels really weird when
you
win and you don't win the set, and vice versa. Like you lose, and like I got 2-0'd once, and we won the set. Like it felt really weird.
Yeah. See?
Like I'm not gonna lie.
It's like, hey, we won. It doesn't matter if you got lost, right?
Yeah. It actually was against our same guy on our team. We played him round 2. Well, speaking of round 2, for me, it was. It's good. It's good and bad. It's good because you can go into your round saying I don't have any pressure. They can just win.
Yeah.
Like, so you just play with you don't have pressure.
Yeah, round 2 we would have lost with 40 seconds, but both of us together
figured out
found a way to win the game because we sat next to each other.
There was like a big chicken and
I wasn't gonna win the game by myself, and he wasn't gonna win the game by himself, but together. Oh, and during appeals, you get to talk the whole entire time.
You get to do your play.
Like when an appeal happens or a deck check, like appeals mainly because if you're turn player on the appeal, you get your whole entire play figured out, and then they just come back because I was done with my match. He had an appeal, and we just worked through the entire Orcus board.
Yeah, that was the bomber, the bomber play when I attacked and drew 2 and pulled 4. But overall, I think it was nice. The match that we did lose in Swiss, I won my match, and they both lost.
We both lost in time,
and they both lost, and that does feel bad. But I think it kind of counteracts with me not having to worry so much about my match if they do this one. So.
Yeah.
So, any shout outs you want to give? I know you guys should give shout outs.
Well, yeah, first shout out to G Sports Entertainment.
Pull up that jersey, baby. Pull it up. Let's see it.
Wow.
You know, for me, just everybody in Jacksonville, you know, I try to shout them out as much as I can. People that help me out with the deck. You know, I owe them a lot of respect. You know, a lot of thanks too. I don't always do it by myself. I always have people come to me, hey, Jeremy, you should try this. You ever think about this?
You have James and Jesse on your team?
You're right here. Really. Oh my gosh.
Bomber Dragon saving the day.
Tim from our Jacksonville Game Center. Make sure I shout him out. And yeah, man, that's just that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah,
good. No more.
Yeah, G Sports Entertainment, Tim from Jacksonville Game Center, everyone to help me out. Jesse
I have a shout out. Oh boy. None of these cards are mine. Someone at our local. Okay, this.
Brandon Kennedy, BKO.
2 Ash and 1 Terraforming's mine. That's it. BKO at our locals. Save the day.
Yeah.
Like.
Going in clutch, for real. Yeah, other than that, yeah.
All right, so guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for the deck.
Thanks, bye.
All right, let's get this thumbnail, baby.